Hey, E, put the beat on. Hey, Taylor, you like this joint?
Yeah, this beat hard.
Yeah, you sure you like this joint? You would tell me if you didn't, right?
Oh yeah, of course. No, this gonna go hard.
All right, cool. This my man Scotty Pimpin' joint.
Oh, okay, all right then.
Matter of fact, I got something for this.
Got something like what?
Welcome to the top shelf, where the flavor so hot, but you will not melt. About to take you on a ride like you never felt. Up and down, real smooth like a carousel. Moving in our own lane, no parallel. Everybody needs sleep, it's good for your health. If you stuck like Chuck, I might have to help. Cause we talk sports, life, and everything else.
It's on a podcast.
What's poppin', ladies and gentlemen? We thank you for taking the time to tune into Sleep, the Sports Life and Everything Else podcast, where sports, life, and entertainment collide. Presented by the Away Team and coming to you from the top shelf. This is Season 5, Episode 4. My name is Michael Roberts, a.k.a. Mike on the mic, and if it ain't all good, make it that way. We've got my co-host, Taylor Suber, here.
Yo, what's up?
Taylor, how you feeling?
Doing good. How everybody doing? I'm doing great.
Straight, man. It was raining a little bit earlier. It's getting a little chillier outside. The summer is behind us, but
autumn, fall, or whatever you want to call it. It's autumn now.
Yeah, we pushing forward one way or the other.
Mm-hmm.
We've got producer extraordinaire One Will E handling the boards.
What up? What?
E, what's up with you? How you feeling today?
I'm good. I'm chilling, watching this game day. You know, it's good. Sunday is back.
Yeah.
Back into that normal Sunday routine.
Yeah.
Red zoning it up. I'll leave the scores and opinions to y'all and hop in accordingly, but it's good to be in the building with my boys.
No doubt. Say less. You can follow us on Twitter and IG at Sleep Is For You. That's S.L.E.E.P.I.S, the number 4 Y-O-U. Subscribe and listen to new or old episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Podbean, TuneIn Radio, Samsung Podcasts, Player FM, Google Podcasts, or YouTube. Kindly subscribe to the YouTube page, like episodes, leave comments, show love, show hate. We here for it all. Tell a friend to tell 2 friends about us. If you haven't already done so, look up sleepisforyou.com, the hub for all things sleep-related. And we've got 2 top 5s for y'all this evening. Have you seen, have you heard? The Common Sense Space. And, of course, we've got all that good sports talk and coverage that makes this the top shelf. Our show time is 5:50. So let's spin. We're going to start off this week's show talking about, of course, the hometown Eagles, who this afternoon squared off with the Washington Commanders. Just a little bit of a ride down 95 in Washington. And the Eagles were able to dust them off fairly easily after putting up 24 points in the first half and not needing to score again for the rest of the game. We're going to have to seriously address this whole scoring high in the first half and tailing off in the second half thing very soon, because once they start squaring off with teams that are better than the teams they've been playing, it's going to get rough.
Is it me, or did the roles reverse? Remember, they would always have the slow start and then would have to catch up in the end?
Yeah. And
it'd be driving you nuts like, damn. So now they're putting the points on the board in the first half, and then the second half, they just like, all right, we all right. I don't know.
I get it. I hear you. And it's troubling. As nice as it is to see next to the Eagles that there's a 3-0 record, it's like they still got things they got to work on. They still got to get some things together. But Jalen Hurts played well today. He put up over 300 yards with a total of 340 on 22 for 35 passes, 3 touchdowns. Miles Sanders chipped in 15 carries for 46 yards.
Mm-hmm.
And as we get to the receiving, Devontae Smith burst onto the scene with 8 catches for 169 yards and a touchdown. A.J. Brown was very reliable with good hands, bringing in 5 catches for 85 yards and a touchdown. Dallas Goedert chipped in the 3rd touchdown off of 3 catches for 26 yards. So, offensively and honestly defensively, the Eagles played really well today.
The defense smashed them. They had about 7-8 sacks or something like that.
Nine sacks.
Pfft. I mean, it was basically one of them games where, what we say back in the day was to play the video game. This is one of them games where you get your stats up. You know what I mean? So had the stats. You know what I mean?
Carson Wentz was playing from his back.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, they was getting sacks. They didn't get no picks, but one of the games we can get a whole bunch of sacks. All right, man, now it's your turn. Now, all right, no, you go in and get one now. That's kind of what it was with the 9 sacks, and
they were able to force a fumble.
Yeah, they forced the fumble. Hassan Reddick, I saw that play. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much a masterful performance by the defense in the past 2 weeks. Not giving up any double digit the last 2 weeks. You know, both these teams proved that Minnesota proved they can score in the first week and this week, and then Washington proved they can score in the first 2 weeks. But to hold them to basically 8 points, and that was a garbage touchdown.
It was.
And I missed the safety. I
missed that too. I was taking a nap.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, like the point that y'all, like, even though you're only scoring, you haven't scored in the second half, you don't need it. You know what I mean? Like, y'all can just idle it down. That's how defeated you've beaten down these teams. I mean, you beat down Minnesota last week. Minnesota had a chance to score within the last 13-14 seconds. They just gave up. Like, nah, we straight. Like,
we're just gonna chalk it up.
Yeah, we're just gonna chalk it up, and that's what it looked like with this Washington game. They just gave up. Like, yo, every time they were getting close, they just couldn't punch it in. You know what I mean? So the Eagles are actually beating people's wills. You know what I mean?
Beating teams into submission.
Yeah, beating teams into submission, which is fine. I mean, that's what you want to do early. But remember, we're still early in the season.
Yeah.
The offense is technically, I would say they were coming out of the preseason because no one ever played in the preseason. So week 4, week 5, week 6, you'll start seeing teams round out. You know what I mean? That's scoring more points. You know what I mean? You might see more longer runs. But I'm glad that the Eagles are doing. I'm glad that they're showing that Devontae Smith, who's a really good receiver, that catch on the sideline was amazing. The touchdown grab was good. The Eagles have come a long way from the Alshon Jeffrey, the old Deshaun Watson, and these
Deshaun
guys.
Jackson?
Deshaun Jackson, that's the one. All those bum receivers they had 2 years ago that they were trying to pump to you, like, yo, no, these guys are good. No, these are real receivers right now. These are young men that can, they got hands. They trying to prove themselves. They can't even get the ball to Watkins because the other two guys are so good. So
and Goddard,
3 catches again today. I think last week was 5.
Took one to the house.
Yeah, so they got a plethora of receivers that can just feed one game. So he got 9 catches this game. Next week, A.J. Brown can get it back in, or Quez Watkins. So they pretty much have a full receiving core. Whereas a couple years ago, it was just like depleted. You was like, oh, why do we got guys out there running that I can't even name the guy. That's how terrible the guy. I don't even remember the guys' names no more. Greg Ward and all those guys like that. Yeah. These guys are real receivers.
This is literally the best receiving core I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, this is the best one that I've seen the Eagles had in years. Ever since the T.O. stuff, that was like damn near 15 years ago. So this is a real receiving core. You know what I mean? Guys that can move to the slot, to the outside, from one side to the other, in motion and stuff like that. I like with the creativeness of the offense, and it's still gelling. Like, they're still getting better. Jalen Hurts still has not even met his full potential yet. You know, he's still getting better. Like, I'm glad this week he didn't rely so much on his feet. He was actually throwing the ball downfield, which is what I said before the season. Like, he has to be able to be in that pocket and throwing down. He threw another pass down the field. It was incomplete to A.J. Brown, but it let people know, like, yo, I can get it. I can throw 40, 50 yards if need be. You know what I mean? So that keeps the defense honest. You know,
and he looks comfortable back there in the pocket.
Yeah, the offensive line is great. I think Landon Dickerson went out, but he was questionable during the week. So they probably just gave him a break and probably said, listen, we're going to bring you back next week. But the offensive line is pretty solid.
Yeah.
They got probably a top 2 or 3 offensive line in the league. You know what I mean? Right now, from left tackle to right tackle, all those guys are solid. You know
that's a beautiful thing.
All those guys are solid. Yeah,
having a top O front and a top D front. That's the makings of something special for your season.
Yeah, the defensive line looks really good. Looks like Fletcher Cox has gotten drunk in the fountain. I think he got about 3 or 4 sacks already this year. Brandon Graham has still got the motor. Yeah. I saw Josh Sweat. He had a sack today. Hassan Reddick finally got his sack. Hargrave, who had almost 9 sacks last year, he got his Friday. So I like the interior, the front 7.
And we're not even talking about the young man they just got.
Who?
What's my man's name? The guy from Georgia.
Oh, he can't get on the field because Edwards is playing so well. TJ Edwards, he had a sack today. He's playing very well today. Kazir White, who's really sideline to sideline linebacker, who they finally hit on a 1-year contract linebacker. They finally did it with this guy. He actually can play. So they got two linebackers. That's why White can't get. I'm not White. That's why Dean can't get on the field because those two guys are playing so well. But
Jordan Davis,
and Jordan Davis on the defensive line. He's the reason why no one can run. They can't. You can't run on the Eagles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the defense.
They were actually talking about. I read an article about that last week.
Yeah. So the front seven
about how big of a difference it makes against the run game when he's on the field.
Yeah, the front seven is really, really solid, which makes the secondary play well. I was a little skeptical about Bradbury. He's playing very well. S.L.E.E.P had the big game last weekend and had another good game this week. And the safeties are playing good. Epps and Chauncey Gardner, he's playing very well today too. So cohesively together, the team is playing well, and I'm looking forward to see what they do against Jacksonville next week. So and then so on and so on for the rest of the season.
See where it goes from there.
Yeah, right. And after all the injury they've had the past 2 or 3 seasons, this year there hasn't been any injuries.
Yeah, they're kind of breezing through, with the exception of a couple offensive line guys that are in and out. They've kind of been holding it together, especially your guy, Mr. Hamstring.
Who?
Miles.
Well, Miles is, like I said, he's doing, like I said, he ran tough today. He didn't have a big run today, but he held it in. I think he had 17 carries for 50 or the 13 carries.
Let me see what he had.
13 carries for 51 yards. He had a hard, it's hard running against
that. He
had
a 15 carries for 46 yards.
Yeah, it's hard to run up against those two defensive tackles, Allen and Payne from the Alabama boys. So, but they threw on a depleted secondary. The secondary is depleted. You know what I mean? So and there's no Chase Young rushing the passer. So they did. This was good game plan. I'll give Nick Sirianni and the offensive coordinator. I give them credit for having a good game plan. So this is what you're supposed to do. Every week is not supposed to be the same, which is kind of like with the old coach staff. It just kept doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. Come on, man. You have to. You got to make changes.
Yeah, you gotta
every
adjust.
team is not the same. You know what I mean? So you know that you got two really stout defensive tackles in there, so you got to go over the top. You know what I mean? Now next week, Jacksonville has, Jacksonville is just, they're okay. You know what I mean? But you can probably do a whole lot of stuff with Jacksonville, but you got to be careful because they do have, very fast linebackers. So maybe you might not want to run Jalen Hurts next week because one of those linebackers are probably going to spy him. So every week it looks like they're prepared to go on the field and make plays. You know what I mean? So whereas before, you like he was saying, they would be down 7-0 or 13-0 early, and then they would come back because the team they were going against had no business being up that early either way. Eagles are coming out suffocating people early. So I like what they're doing. I mean, you're not 3-0 for nothing. And after Jacksonville, you'll get a couple of playoff teams back to back, and we'll see if the Eagles are that team. And they get an early bye week this week, so you're going to see what the team is on the back end of the season when you're playing games and games and games back to back with no breaks. So we'll see.
And speaking of Jacksonville, it looks like from what I'm seeing right now and what I've seen over the past couple of weeks, they're not just going to be a cakewalk.
No, Jacksonville is a team that I can see the Eagles get trapped on. Now I'm not going to say they're going to win, but Jacksonville is a whole different team. They got a better Doug Peterson is what Jacksonville needed. Now Doug Peterson wore out his welcome here, but I think down there they don't know what the hell they're doing down there in Jacksonville. Doug Peterson does know what he's doing. He knows more than what they know. That they don't know what they're doing. They hired Urban Meyer. That was a disaster. You know what I mean? You're drafting quarterbacks. You don't even know if they can even play, and you're trading them after 2 or 3 years. You're drafting receivers. He at least knows what he's doing, and he runs the West Coast offense, something that Jacksonville probably hasn't ran ever. You know what I mean? So he's a guy that can get them some stability. Now, we don't know what happened 3 or 4 years later from now, but they need a stability coach, and I think that's what Trevor Lawrence needs. So we'll see what Jacksonville does next week. I think that's going to be a pretty good game, too. That's in Philly.
Well, right now they're up
20-something.
22-10 against the Chargers.
They're a tough team. They got 2 really solid runners, Etienne and James Robinson. So.
Yep.
And the receiver Christian Kirk looks like to be a really good offensive line. I mean, good offensive weapon that they're using. So.
I had my eye on him coming into this season. getting out of Arizona.
The Eagles wanted to sign him, but Jacksonville overpaid him, which sometimes what you have to do. So.
That's okay. We'll take A.J. Brown. Yeah, it's not a bad consolation.
Exactly. Yeah, then they went to A.J. Brown, so ended up being better off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right, so moving on from the Eagles game, the Miami Dolphins squared off with the Buffalo Bills in the AFC East showdown of the two teams that we feel like have the best chance of winning the division, and it was down in Miami. And Miami was able to get the win, 21-19, to advance to 3-0. Dropped Buffalo to 2-1. The game came down to a last-second play. Unfortunately, Josh Allen was not able to hit his receiver on an out route in the end zone. The ball got thrown short, so they fell short. But Josh Allen did have a good game. He went 42 for 63. Wow, he threw the ball a lot. For 400 yards and 2 touchdowns. He was also the leading rusher with 8 carries for 47 yards, followed by Zach Moss with 4 carries for 46 yards. The leading receiver in terms of catches was Devin Singletary out of the backfield. He had 9 catches for 78 yards and a touchdown. And Stephon Diggs chipped in 7 catches for 74 yards, followed by Gabe Davis, who chipped in 3 catches for 37 yards. But like I said, it wasn't enough. Tua Tagovailoa went 13 for 18 for 186 yards and a touchdown. Chase Edmonds led on the ground with 6 carries for 21 yards. But the Dolphins, they had too much firepower today, and they were able to outlast the Bills. So they take over first place in the AFC East. Taylor, did you catch this game?
Yeah, that was the only game I was looking forward to this weekend. 2 early 2-0 teams squaring off. I wanted to see if the Bills, because Bills, they caught a lot of bodies from that Monday night game got hurt. Micah Hyde's out for the season.
Yep.
Jordan Phillips was out. Ed Oliver's out. Somebody else got hurt too. The corner, he got put off the field with the ambulance. So they were starting 3 rookies. They were starting 2 rookie corners, the one from Villanova and the one from Florida. So I kind of thought that Miami was going to, but they kept it rather close and stuff like that. But I kind of felt that I saw this. Well, I took Miami on the points when during the week because it was 6 points, and I said it was 6 points for Buffalo. I said, nah, Miami got this game. They're going to either cover or win, and so I was right about that. Got me a couple dollars, but Miami is playing very, very well. The defense is very, very stingy. The offense still not running the ball like they should be, but Tua is being accurate, getting the balls to whoever's open. You know what I mean? So
I did see in the highlight that Tua went out of the game with a concussion. Did he come back?
Yeah, he came back in.
Okay,
yeah, he came back in, but Miami played well. Like I said, the defense is actually underrated. So I think they picked off. No, they didn't pick him.
Josh Allen. No, he didn't throw any interceptions.
Yeah, but I just remember him being under duress. I'll just say, yeah. But it was a solid game. They play each other later on in the year, but it's good for Miami to get that early win right now because they're playing like a bottom schedule. You know what I mean? So you want to get as much win as you can early, so you get yourself in the playoffs, and then you'll see what happens in the playoffs. But I like that Buffalo's kind of just bring them back a little bit, because they're going to be playing some tougher games this year. So and plus it was hot as hell down in Miami. I saw those guys, they were gassing.
Yeah.
They were gassed down there. I don't know why either team don't run the ball more, but that may be like some the philosophy with the offense or whatever. But it was a good game. But I was looking forward to that game, and I was entertained.
No doubt. So getting out of that, we're going to get into Baltimore, who squared off with New England, and were able to get a win, 37-26, to advance to 2-1. The Patriots dropped to 1-2. Lamar Jackson threw for 4 touchdowns, 2 to Mark Andrews, 1 to Duvernay, and 1 to Oliver. Lamar Jackson also got 100 yards rushing on the ground off 11 carries, and he was able to get a scoring touchdown. So he accounted for 5 touchdowns today. So that was a big day for him. On the flip side, Mac Jones looked like he was having some struggles. He threw for over 300 yards with 321. Threw for 3 interceptions, no touchdowns, and it was tough sledding for him. Ramondre Stevenson, who's a young guy that they've been trying to incorporate into the offense as a running back, had a pretty good game, 12 carries for 73 yards and a touchdown. But ultimately, it just wasn't enough. So Baltimore advances to 2-1, and like I said, New England falls to 1-2.
And there ain't too many people around here with love. Well, that got love for the Patriots anyway.
That's a fact. You gotta go up a little further north to get some love for the Patriots. But
the price for Baltimore's quarterback Lamar Jackson just keeps going up.
Yeah.
Oh, they ain't gave that dude his money yet?
Nah.
Nope. And the price keeps going up. Even if he gets hurt, the price keeps going up. You know what I mean? Because let's just say if he gets hurt, kind of like what Dak did, and the team goes down the toilet, the price still goes up. You know what I mean? Because after I left, you know what I mean, the team wasn't even competitive anymore.
Exactly. So, when I was there, we was at 2-1. Then I went down, and y'all lost all the rest of the games.
When I was running the block, you know what I mean, we had everything busting. You know what I mean? But when I got locked up, y'all getting robbed. You know what I mean? The other corner boys down and they took your block over. But when I was out there, you know what I mean, my guns was busting. You know what I mean? So that's basically what Lamar Jackson got right now. When I'm here, we win. You know what I mean? We have running back, but I'm always the leading rusher. You know, just like I was last week and now this week again. I'm throwing 4 touchdowns to all my receivers, whether it be the tight end or Devin Duvernay, who replaced Hollywood Brown. So whoever's out here that I'm throwing the ball to, they're getting the ball. So it's not my fault. You know what I mean? So y'all gonna have to pay me. You know what I mean? So
as Marlo said on the wire, when I was in charge of the store, everything was good. Everything was clicking.
Exactly.
I made sure of that.
Yeah. So he's doing what he got to do. He's not complaining. You know what I mean? He got the win up in New England today. So he's doing his thing. And I think what they put up, what's the score again? 41?
37-26.
37-26. They scored 35 last week now, even though they lost last week. So he's putting up points. You know what I mean? So that team is very, very good. The defense is not the same, even though they had a couple turnovers today. But the defense does give up a lot of yards. This is way from this ain't Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and back in the day, Chris McAllister and all those guys. Those days are dead. This defense gives up some yards. They pass rush is still not where they wanted to be. That's why they went and signed Jason Pierre-Paul a couple days ago. So they got to get that defense, especially on that back end, a little bit better. But Baltimore's doing. Yeah, who?
T-Sizzle.
Oh yeah, and Terrell Suggs back in the day. Yeah, like they always had a linebacker, but now they don't have that guy anymore that scares you anymore. But they got to get that defense back up to snub. But Lamar Jackson got that team,
he got the offense running.
Yeah, 2-1 right now, and he got them, at somewhere at the top of the division. So he's maintaining right now. So I can salute Lamar Jackson. But I said before the year the Patriots are going to be trash. This is and I saw Mac Jones not running off the field, limping off the field, couldn't put no weight on one of his foot on his leg. So I don't know what's up with that, but that was at the very, very end, like last play of the game. He was limping off the field. So we'll see how long with the Patriots go.
Yeah,
which might be in a toilet.
It might be downhill for them from here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're gonna finish up our direct NFL talk with discussing an NFC North matchup between the Detroit Lions and the Minnesota Vikings. This actually ended up being a pretty close game, but Detroit just was not able to get it to where they wanted. They fell to the Vikings 28-24.
Oh man, I had hopes for them this year, man.
So their record drops to 1-2, and Minnesota advances to 2-1. Jared Goff went 25 for 41, 277 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. On the ground game, they were able to get a little something going with Jamal Williams, who had 20 carries for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, DeAndre Swift didn't do too much, but when you got Jamal Williams cooking, you got to ride with the hot hand.
Yep.
On the passing note, Josh Reynolds had 6 catches for 96 yards. St. Brown had 6 catches for 73 yards, and DJ Chark ended up chipped in 3 catches for 46 yards. On the Vikings side of the ball, Kirk Cousins had some success today, going 24 for 41, 260 yards and 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Dalvin Cook almost crossed 100 yards. He had 17 carries for 96 yards and a touchdown, although he did go out with a shoulder injury, so we're going to have to keep our eyes peeled to see what happens with that. But Alex Madison came in, and he got a touchdown, got into the end zone as well, off of 7 carries for 28 yards. Passing, KJ Osborne had 5 catches for 73 yards and a touchdown, and AJ Thielen got the other touchdown off of 6 catches for 61 yards. Taylor's boy Irv Smith Jr. was able to get 2 catches for 32 yards, and Justin Jefferson was down at the bottom of the barrel with 3 catches for 14, so he's going to have to get off the schneid.
Yeah. Last 2 weeks, but unmemorable for him. But
Yeah.
Vikings are trying to, like I said, they're offensively talented. Defensively, I think they're good now. Like I said, I think it's going to be in them and the Packers in that division. So they did what they had to do to beat Detroit. Detroit is just going through the motions. You know what I mean? So we'll see how long that lasts. But Minnesota, as long as you get the win, doesn't matter who gets the ball. You just want to get the win, and then you're on to the next week. So they got the win. They came back from the Monday night disaster. So we'll see what happens after, this week that they just had. So like I said, solid game. As long as you get the win, division wins are always, they're not always easy. They can don't matter what the records are.
They can kind of go either way, yeah. Because you just have so much familiarity with the other team.
Yep.
But it was good to, well, not really good because I'm not a Vikings fan, but it was positive for Vikings fans to see them bounce back after that rough game on Monday against the Eagles.
Mm-hmm. Got ramsacked.
Yeah, man. All right. Well, for our first edition of Top 5, we're going to take y'all back. I'm going to take you back in the day to a position that, unfortunately, at this point in time, is kind of phased out. But do you remember fullbacks? Because we remember fullbacks. And once upon a time, fullbacks were a very important part and aspect of the game. Blocking for the running back, blocking for the quarterback. Sometimes in the goal line, they would get a little 1 or 2, 3 yard runs to try to get into the end zone. They would catch out of the backfield if you had the right guy.
Yeah, sometimes they would get like 6 or 7 carries a game.
Every now and again. If you had a running back who could handle the ball and wasn't giving it up. Because they weren't really the most known for their hands and running the ball. They were more the blocking backs.
But most teams used to use them as like they would have their course, their quote unquote work done, their scat back, but they would use the running back, they would use the fullback as the quote unquote power back.
That's very true.
Every once in a while, depending on what team it was. Yeah, they probably was a running back in college, but when they got to NFL, they probably had the speed, but they still would give them the ball. And then go out there and get us on that 3rd and 3. Go out there and get that 4 yards.
Go make that happen. Get us that first down.
Yeah, so we don't have to get our young talented, our Marshall Faulk or whatever. We don't have to get them banged up in the face or nothing like that. So
yes, sir.
They were like a quote unquote battering ram at one point. Yeah.
Yep. So this week we're going to be showing love to the fullbacks from back in the day.
Yeah, because this is RIP season for the fullbacks now.
Yeah.
It's like 3 teams with a fullback. Eagles ain't have a fullback in almost a decade.
Yeah, it's over for that. It's definitely being phased out. Mm-hmm. But we just want to show them some love. So we're going to be listing off the top 5 fullbacks of our lifetime. Because when me and Taylor were growing up, they were still a very important part of the game.
Yeah, in the 90s, that's like I said, everybody had a fullback.
Yeah, it was important. If you didn't have a fullback, it was going to hurt your rushing game. All right, so at number 5 on my list, I'm going to go with William Floyd.
Number 41.
Who played with the 49ers and the Panthers from 94 to 2000. He was the first rookie in NFL history to score 3 touchdowns in a playoff game. And he got a ring in 95 when the Niners beat the Chargers in the Super Bowl, which coincidentally is the first Super Bowl party I remember being at. We hosted it at the crib, and it was a wonderful time. I was glad to see Steve Young get a ring, Jerry Rice, but more so Steve Young because he was my favorite quarterback growing up. I used to mess with that white boy. But, that's going to be my number 5 guy, William Floyd.
Floyd he was nice, man. He was another one. He was a running back in college and then came to NFL and said, listen, we got Ricky Williams. I mean, you're going to have to line up at the top, brother.
So number 4, I'm going to take it to a guy who he might not be the most popular name in this area. And to be honest, growing up, I hated this cat, man. But it's going to be Daryl Moose Johnston. And I hated him growing up mostly because he was a Cowboy. But also, he was good. So I blocked that out for, a long time. But looking back on what he did, you can't deny his impact. And I mean, he blocked for the man who has the most rushing yards in NFL history, Emmitt Smith.
Yep.
Although their O-line was ridiculous too, but Moose played a big part. Ultimately ended up getting 3 chips and was selected to 2 Pro Bowls. So, that's going to be my number 4 guy. He's currently in the booth. You can catch him commentating on games.
Commentated the game today for the Eagles.
No, that wasn't him. That was Schlereth.
That was Schlereth today?
Yeah, Schlereth was in the booth with some other guy.
Oh, okay, all right.
But I do know Moose Johnston does a lot of the Eagles games, a lot of the 1 o'clock games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay.
Number 3 on my list, I'm going to take it up north to Green Bay, and he went by the name of William Henderson.
William Henderson, I think it was 33.
Yeah, he played for the Packers his whole career. And he led the way for some great backs, from Edgar Bennett to Dorsey Levens and Amon Green. And he got a ring in 97 when the Packers beat the Patriots behind Brett Favre, who we were talking about in the pre-show. But we're not going to go there right now about Brett. But, William Henderson, he was a big name at that point in time, and the Green Bay Packers had a good team. So that's going to be my number 3 guy. Number 2, I'm going to take it to a guy that I guess you would kind of expect to be the name that's mentioned when you talk about a top fullbacks list, especially about this particular era. But it's going to be the Tampa Bay Bucks, Mike Allstott.
Oh.
He played for the Bucks from 96 to 07. And when they came out with the Allstate slogan for a while, they applied it to him. You're in good hands with Allstott. He blocked for the great work done, Michael Pittman Sr., obviously, and briefly Cadillac Williams, among others who came and went down there. He was a 3-time first-team All-Pro and selected to 6 Pro Bowls. He got a ring in 03 when they beat the Raiders. And his name, in my opinion, is synonymous with the word fullback. For a while in the league, he was a force. Was he on a cover of a Madden one year?
Who?
Mike Allstott.
I don't know.
I think he might have gotten a cover.
May have. I might do the research.
Had to look into that.
Maybe, I don't know. He was he was one of John Madden, one of the people he used to ride his tip all crazy.
Yeah, back when Madden used to commentate with Summerall, they was all about Mike Allstott.
Oh, Mike Allstott. He's always saying
boom, 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 boom. But I might be getting him confused with Peyton Hillis, because I do know he was on
he was
a
definitely
cover.
On there, yeah. Yeah. He was the White Shadow.
Yeah.
I love him.
Oh man, I'm gonna close it out with number 1. He went to a few teams, but he was a force everywhere he went. He was productive. He was able to get his teams to the next level. He never got a ring, but his name is Lorenzo Neal, and he's considered one of the best blocking fullbacks in NFL history.
I could have sworn he got a ring.
I don't think he did. I didn't catch it in my research, but I'm going to get back to when he got close. He led the way for a 1,000-yard running back in 11 straight seasons, which is amazing.
Yeah.
That includes Adrian Morrell, Warwick Dunn, Eddie George, and LaDainian Tomlinson, just to name a few. And if you remember, on the Music City Miracle, Lorenzo Neal picked up the ball, handed it to Frank Wycheck, who threw it across the field to Kevin Dyson, and he scored the game-winning touchdown. They did go to the bowl that year, but they lost to the Rams. The first Super Bowl for the greatest show on turf. And he was a 2-time first-team All-Pro, a 4-time Pro Bowler, and selected to the All-Decade team for the 2000s.
Lorenzo Neal was the truth, man.
Yeah, man.
He played for about 16, 17 years, man?
Yeah, he played for about 6 or 7 different teams, too.
Yeah, man. He was always like that lead bull, like, wow. He'd take you out, and then your running back would get 14, 18, 20, somebody. He was the ultimate crash dummy back in the day. He would just abuse his body. You know what I mean? I hope he's doing fine. I hope he's doing okay right now.
Yeah, I hope he don't got CTE.
Yeah, but he was the ultimate. When you thought about fullback, that's what you thought about, Lorenzo Neal.
Yeah, man.
No matter what team he was on, like you said, always 1,000 yards. Yeah,
he called him the ultimate crash dummy.
He would literally like wipe people out. Like he wasn't taking out one. He would take out 2 people. You know what I mean?
Matter of fact, I believe he's actually doing pretty well right now because he hosts a podcast.
Oh, for real? That's what's up. I know his son was playing. He had the same name, of course, Lorenzo Neal Jr. I think he's on NFL, maybe on a practice squad or something like that. But yeah, I remember when I saw his name, I said, I remember your dad, man. Your dad was the truth back in the day.
Yeah, man. Lorenzo Neal was that bull back in the day.
I remember when he played for San Diego.
Yeah, he's blocking for LT.
Yeah, no, was he on that LT? I gotta look and see, was he on that team when no, I don't think he was on that team when when they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the 49ers. I don't think he was on that.
No. He wasn't on that team when they went to the Super Bowl and lost to the 49ers. He didn't come till much later
on. Okay, all right.
All right, well, that's going to do it for my 5, so I'll pass it over to Taylor so he can list off his top 5 fullbacks of our lifetime.
Oh, man, I used to love this one guy right here. This guy, he had like the regular face mask, you know what I mean? But he was a fullback. You know what I mean? He had the single bar joint, but he played for Kansas City, and then I think he went to the Jets. I mean, he went to the Jets and started catching wreck.
I know who you're talking
about. Put some
about.
respect on Tony Richardson.
Tony Richardson.
Oh, Tony Richardson was nice. He, catching balls out the backfield. He was a guy, I think he was like number 49 or something like that, which is like not a number that people used back in the day, but he would get carries back, and they would get him like 8, 9, 10 carries a game, you know what I mean, to just to change the pace a little bit. But Tony Richardson was my guy back in the day, and he was one of those finesse fullbacks. Lorenzo Neal was more like hard nosed, running people over. Tony Richardson was more of he'll brush you off, you know what I mean, or push a guy out of bounds or something like that. But he would get carries too, and he would catch the ball out the backfield.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I like Tony Richardson back in the day. That was my guy. Number 4, who this list was created. Taylor was watching college football yesterday, cruising through the through the football game, and I saw a halftime show, and I said, wait a minute, is that Howard Griffin?
Oh, Howard Griffin.
I had to put him on the list, man. He was always stealing touchdowns from Terrell Davis up in the Denver days, man. They would get down to the 1-yard line, 1st and goal from the 1, and they give it to Howard Griffin touchdown. If I was playing fantasy football back in those days, I would be pissed. You know what I mean?
Because you had Terrell Davis.
You had Terrell Davis, but he was just vulturing all the touchdowns. But back in those days, people were playing fantasy, but not as much as they were, a couple of years later. But Howard Griffin was that guy, man. He got himself a couple Super Bowl rings, and like I said, he's doing a college either post game and probably pregame, but he did the halftime show. I want to say on it's either ESPN or CBS. I'm not sure. You're going to have to fact check me on that. But he's still out here, and he still got the same bald head and the black mustache. He has not changed his swag, not one bit in 30 years, man. So salute to people like Howard Griffin. He'll be able to keep a job, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Obviously, he's not scrambled, you know what I mean? His head's still good, so he's still talking that stuff, you know what I mean? So salute to Howard Griffin. That's my guy back in the day, man.
And taking away Terrell Davis's opportunities to salute.
Oh my God, man! Yeah, but he would give the salute too. He was number 29. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Number 3, this guy probably should be number 1 on a lot of lists, man. But this guy caught 100 balls in one season. Ooh. Put some respect on Larry Centers.
Larry Centers
down in Arizona. Larry Centers, another finesse type fullback, man. He was nice, man. Yeah, but Larry Centers was another guy. He would be a change of pace back. You know what I mean? He would get carries too. Like back in the day, fullbacks would get 7 or 8 carry, but this guy would catch like 7 or 8 balls in a game. He was kind of like the 3rd down back. You know what I mean? So whoever the running back was down there, I don't know if it was Thomas Jones or like you said, Adrian Morrell, whoever was down there, he would be the 3rd down back catching balls out the backfield. You know what I mean? So Larry Centers was definitely a weapon back down to Arizona Cardinal days. You know what I mean? So I remember Larry Centers back in the day. We would do fantasy drafts. He'd be at the top of the list. You know what I mean? Like he was that guy. You know what I mean? He had good hands and everything. So yes, Larry Centers, another guy I liked.
Larry Centers.
Number 2. This guy's more recent, and actually, I think after Lorenzo Neal left, this guy took over. We'll put some respect on Mike Tolbert.
Mike Tolbert.
Mike Tolbert, who played for, I guess they were in San Diego, and then he went to the Panthers. You know what I mean? And I think there was one year where I think the running backs got hurt, and he ended up being a running back. He had like over 900 yards rushing.
I remember that. He was running people over.
Yeah, he was like little guy, about 5'9", 5'10", but about 235, 40 pounds, like a bowling ball. He was running people over, but he was a very, very athlete, and So Mike Tolbert probably one of the last of the Mohicans. I think he maybe retired in 2009 or 2010. I didn't check, but I remember him being like one of the last fullbacks back in the day. You know what I mean? So Mike Tolbert was that guy. Like I said, he played for the Panthers. You know what I mean? Not even what. I think he retired maybe 2011 or 12, but he was one of the last guys that was just. He was that guy, you know what I mean? So Mike Tolbert, more of a recent guy, but Mike Tolbert, he was one of, I liked him. I liked his game and stuff.
Yes, sir.
He'd be a running back. But my number 1, this guy's probably not going to be on no one's list, you know what I mean? No one probably even knows who this guy is, you know what I mean? But just because of his name just solidified fullback. We're going to put some respect on Sam Gash.
Sam Gash.
I mean, I'm pretty sure when he came on the football field, what's your name, son? My name is Sam. What's your last name, Gad? Yeah, go to fullback. You know what I mean? That's just a fullback name. My man used to block for my man Curtis Martin. I used to always see just Sam Gad just lighting people up. You know what I mean? While Curtis Martin ran behind him and putting in that work. You know what I mean?
Curtis, my favorite Martin.
Yeah, man, yeah. So Sam Gad, that's just like the solidified name of fullback. Sam Gash, man. G.A.S.A. He was gashing, I mean, just gashing folks. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I ever heard this man give an interview. I don't know if I ever heard this man any kind of trouble, but I just knew him as a fullback, and his name was Sam Gash, and that was my guy back in the day. Like if my friends picked Larry Centers and Tony Richardson and stuff like that, I said, you know what? Let me get Sam Gash. He just seemed like a lunch pail guy. He gonna come in, do his work, and take his ass home, man. So we're gonna put some respect on Sam Gash. That's a guy that no one will ever have on their list. You know?
I like that term, man. A lunch pail guy.
A lunch pail guy. He was that bull, man. Sam, I just remember him as a kid, like just being that bull for the Patriots back in the day. So I like Sam Gadd when I was a kid, man. That's like the best name ever.
That's gangster. All right. So that'll close out our first top 5. Up next, we're gonna get into Have You Seen, Have You Heard? So Taylor, what's going on out here in this world?
Everything. I don't know what's not going on in the world. You know what I mean? Yeah, something's always going on. But this, we're gonna talk about. We'll talk about Ben Sissy Simmons first during the podcast. Oh my God! So Ben Simmons did a podcast with JJ Redick and some generic white boy. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who the boy is. And after the interview, I said I want to fight the white boy. I don't know who this boy is. I've never heard of him. I don't know if this is JJ Redick's footstool. I don't know who this boy is.
Did he upset you with something he said?
Did he call him a footstool?
I don't know. I don't know who he is. Who is this boy?
Why you want to fight that man?
Because how did you just like, who is this guy? I don't know who he is. I don't even. They never even said his name in the podcast. I don't know who this boy is. It was JJ Redick and it was just basically JJ Redick's podcast. They never said with so and so. Like, at least give the boy a with. You know what I mean? With his co-host.
No featuring the boy.
Yeah, I don't know who this boy's name is.
It was just some guy.
Just some white boy that was just sitting there giggling and stuff like that. Man, I was like, I want to fight him, man. Like, I don't know how he got this kid. I want to fight him for that job. Like, if you're just gonna sit there and just ask like softball questions, why are you there? But
anybody could do that.
Yeah, but forget this bull. We're gonna talk about the light skinned sissy. Yeah, I mean, this bull literally was like, they asked him some of the most saddest questions I've ever seen in my life. First of all, he gave props to the Philly fans. That was corny. You know what I mean? That was, I would have respected him more if he'd have said, nah, F the Philly fans. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go out here and prove to them that I'm gonna be that bull in Brooklyn. But he said, nah, Philly was great. Yeah, I mean, I still got a condo there. Yeah.
Great experience.
And a great experience there. I said, man, that is so corny, man. Like, I would have respected you more if you just would say F them Philly, but he didn't say that. You know what I mean? So, and everything was just PG. He was dropping a lot of F-bombs too, man.
Was he?
Yeah, he was dropping. He must have dropped about, I think I counted about 18 F-bombs.
I'm not gonna hold you. I didn't catch the interview. I've been trying to, but I heard it's like over an hour long. So
but he was dropping,
I ain't had that type of time.
But the way you talking, but now I know he's from Australia. He was just dropping them like weirdly. Like he was like, yeah, what the? You know, like, I don't know if it was like natural. I don't know if he was just trying to be cool. I don't know.
Trying to do it for effect.
Yeah. And JJ Redick dropped a few, but maybe like one or two. He dropped like about 18 of them, and it was weird. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he was trying to be something that he wasn't. I kind of looked at him as like not being real. But the question that they asked him about was the Atlanta series. That's what everyone wants to know. Why didn't you dunk the ball? He came up with some excuse, basically saying, "Oh well, Trae Young was coming." First of all, Trae Young is 6'2". So I don't know why you thought that he's gonna flash in front of me. Then of course he threw it all. Oh, we had 2 more minutes, at least less than a minute to win the game. You know what I mean? So you're just gonna blame me? So he's still on that defensive mode about he never took accountability. So now he did say he should have dunked the ball. He did say that, but he still is not taking accountability of saying, you know what? We got into that series. I had a mind cramp. They never asked him about just bricking free throws, being the worst free throw shooter in history.
NBA playoffs history.
They never even addressed that. He didn't address on his own. They didn't ask him the question. It was embarrassing. I don't know why I know why he did it, because I guess he wants to save face, but it was an embarrassing interview. It made him look worse than what he already is right now.
He seems like the type of cat that would tell them not to ask him certain questions.
I don't know, man, but it was just weird. You know what I mean? Then he tried to say, oh well, he tried this lie. He lied. This was all cap. He said that wasn't my phone in my pocket. That was just my pants. I was like, dude, can you come up with a better lie? Like, that was a horrible lie. Like, he was just lying. Then he said, oh, when they flew out to see me when I was out in L.A., why you want to come see me now? I mean, why don't you want to come see me 2-3 months ago? I was like, dude, like, first of all, this was like, what, last year? Kind of COVID was still kind of going on.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So maybe people was busy. People had to have surgery. So like everything's not catered around. He's still a pampered baby. Like, that's what I looked at. He's still with people to cater to him. And then when he said he went to Doc Rivers or something like that, he said, oh, well, he didn't really care about what my mental health was going on. But remember, the mental health didn't come out until after the fact. You know what I mean? Like, he brung that up after the fact. After the back, they did the MRI on his back. Said his back was good.
Said he was fine.
You know what I mean? So and mental health came up after the fact. You know what I mean? So he never really addressed the stuff that, like, where did the mental health come from? He said he was going through mental health during the Atlanta Hawks series, but he never elaborated on it. He never said what was going on. Why were you doing this? He just, and then last year, why you didn't play last year? He said he was walking up the steps and he hurt his back. I'm like, bro, like, I walk up the steps and I just felt this twinge in my back and my arm went numb. It was just a whole lot. I just felt I heard a whole lot of excuses. I never saw a man that said, you know what, I effed up. I wish I would have done better in Philly, but you know what I mean, maybe my ego or something like that. I didn't see a grown man. I still saw a 26-year-old little kid. And then he went to the Shaq and he said, oh, I thought Shaq was going to protect me, and I think Shaq and Barkley should protect me. You know, they should protect players. No. Why? No, they should give it like it is. I'm not a big Charles fan. I do like Shaq, but they're not supposed to be your buddy, your friend, or your pal. They're supposed to give it to you how it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what they did. You know what I mean? So he said, oh, one person reached out to me, and that's Jason Williams. He's a clown.
Jason Williams, I just seen him in the headlines recently for saying something about Michael Jordan not being able to do what he did in this era. Jason Williams need to go hide under a rock.
He's a clown. Yeah, I can't respect nobody that play like 8 plays in the NBA. Like, come on, you crashed on a motorcycle. You crashed out. You know what I mean? So I don't want to hear from
Jay
you.
Williams. I thought it was Jason Williams, the white boy.
No, not the white boy. Jay Williams. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But I think Ben probably said Jason Williams, but I don't want to hear from them. I don't care. Like, it seemed like he still needs to be hugged or something like that. There's just no man in him. It's just and a lot of NBA players are like this now, where they just want to be catered to all the time. That's why there's some players I respect. You know what I mean? That they get it out the mud. Like, I like a Steph and somebody like, they don't need to be catered to. Like, I'm a grown ass man. He still needs to be catered to. He still needs to be saying, Ben, it's okay. Ben, it's okay. Ben, you need a hug? It's okay, Ben?
He still needs to be asked 5 times a day if he's okay.
Is that, Ben, you want to put your feet up on the thing? I know your legs probably like that. That's what he seems to be. He needs to. Ben, you want a little lemon in your water or something like that, man? He seems like a big baby, like, that's probably how he was raised, and that's probably how he feels he's going. And I think the girl that he was supposed to be marrying, she not divorced him. She cut
skated?
it off. She skated because she probably looked at him like, yo, why is this a grown ass man? Why does he need to be catered to so much? I can't deal with this. I need a man. You know what I mean? So he still seems like a grown ass baby. I don't know how it's going to go in Brooklyn, but I don't know. I didn't like the interview at all. I'm not one of these people that just ride tip as soon as I see an NBA player come out and talk who doesn't really talk at all. You know, I'm going to talk right now. This is what I'm here for. I'm here to get answer. He didn't answer any questions. Like, I just felt it was an embarrassment. He looks worse than what he is. And salute to Shaq for firing right back at him on his podcast. He says, "Not my job to cater you, son. I don't care if we went to LSU or not. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to make you be." He said, "I don't care if you don't like me or not. And don't be saying I'm a hater. How am I a hater when I'm Shaq? I'm a freaking Hall of Fame. Who are you to hate on? You don't have what I have."
It's Shaq's responsibility as a great in the game, to want to get greatness out of the people that he sees play now, especially people that he believes can bring it. And Ben Simmons is a guy who, in his first couple of seasons, they agreed. Anybody would say that he was a good player, especially defensively, especially out on the break, pushing the rock, making decisions, passing the ball. It's just certain aspects of his game that he just is dropping the ball on.
He was talking like he wasn't the first overall pick in the NBA. He was talking like he was the 32nd or the 29th pick that kind of caught a little lightning in the bottle, got good, and then kind of went. He was talking like, dude, you're the first overall pick. When I draft somebody, when a GM or whoever drafts that first, you're supposed to be the franchise changer. You're supposed to be able to do damn near everything. We shouldn't have to ask you, or hey man, are you sure you want? We shouldn't have to do that. They didn't have to ask Akeem Olajuwon or whoever Shaq, hey man, can you get bigger? They just did it because they knew that this is what I sacrificed my whole career to be the first overall pick, and now I am the first overall pick, and now I have to prove to everybody that I'm good and I got to stay good. He seemed like he was always shrinking away from stuff. I wish he would have said something like that, but he'll never say anything like that. But that was the whole have you seen, have you heard? I just thought that was weird for him to just kind of like nonchalant just brush it off. Oh, he just blamed everyone else. He kind of was taken in. He would try to my fault, but then he would go to blaming everyone else. I just thought it was bizarre. It's bizarre, but
thought it was weak.
Yeah, but it was weak, and I don't know what he's going to do. He even lied about the group chat stuff. Everything it was just petty stuff. Like, why are you hiding? And then you're on the sidelines with the crazy character with the outfits and stuff.
With the outfits on.
But you're saying you got mental health problem, but you got 15,000 chains on your neck, and you got the Louis Vuitton brand new drip on. Like, bro, your stuff is not coinciding with what you're saying, and you're posting up near your Lamborghinis and stuff like that. Like, it's just not making no sense to me. So I don't know what's wrong with that kid. Maybe he is going through some mental stuff. I think he already thinks he's a great player already. Like, and he hasn't achieved anything.
Nothing.
He actually said during the pocket, "Oh yeah, well, I was locking down Trey." Nobody didn't want to talk about that. Like, dude, man, y'all lost the series against like the fifth seed or whatever it was, and y'all was the number one seed.
And they should have won.
Y'all should have won.
Should have won.
You should have won. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was just weird. He never really addressed Joel Embiid as a person. And
of course he wouldn't address that because they got issues.
Yeah, and he didn't really address. The only time he addressed Doc was about that practice when Doc kicked him out of practice because he was being
being weird.
But he said that. He said he didn't feel right playing. And then Doc was like, okay. And then he said on the first play, he said, Doc said, get in right now, which Doc is a coach. That's what he's supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, Doc was trying to test you to see, is this guy going to be a man? Is he going to be a little boy? And you proved to be a little boy. So.
I have heard Doc is a little hard on his players.
As he should be. The NBA is not easy. It's hard. He should be hard. I would rather you be hard than soft. I'm not the biggest Doc Rivers fan, but I said before, you guys said he's going to basically expose Ben Simmons. He's going to push it. He's going to push it, and he pushed him out. And Ben Simmons is where he's at right now with Steve Nash and him up in the what's the name, and now he's the fourth or fifth best player up in Brooklyn, which is pretty much what he is. But when you're the number one overall pick, you're supposed to be game defining, franchise changing. When you get a first overall pick like a LeBron James or something like that, or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or who else was a first overall pick? Shaq, Magic, and stuff like that. These guys were number one overall picks. You know what I mean?
Changing the franchise.
Yeah, you got to change the franchise. You didn't do that, so all you did was change your maxi pad, which is what it sounded like you was talking about. You was talking that sissy talk, man. Get out of here, man.
Called him Sissy Simmons, but I will say for the record that I do believe that they can have a pretty good team in Brooklyn if everything comes together and everybody's healthy. Having a healthy him, healthy Kyrie, and a healthy KD on the court at the same time is kind of crazy, kind of scary.
As ball players, I think he fits on that team. He fits very well because now he can guard the best player, where now KD and Kyrie can kind of back off and stuff like that, because he will do that, but he's got to figure out his role. Are you going to be a point guard, or are you going to be that stretch four where you're grabbing rebounds, stuff like that? So they got to figure out how they're going to use him. He did He did say that he was going to shoot threes. So we'll see. But we heard that before.
My man, I don't need you to shoot threes. Just shoot the ball.
Yeah, well, we'll see. You know what I mean? But that's what he kept saying.
Just shoot, period.
I do everything else very good. I mean, what more? Why you want me to do that? I do everything else good. I lay the ball up. He was just basically making excuses to himself. Basically, like, I'm fine the way I am. That's basically what I saw through the whole podcast. I'm fine the way I am. So that was pretty much the heavy. That was the only one I really wanted to talk about was just Ben Simmons. Just it was. I don't even want to say it was weird. It was kind of expected, but it was sad that he hasn't learned anything after the tumultuous year and a half that he's had between the Sixers and now with Brooklyn, and now he's about to get back in training camp. Some teams this week. So I thought that was weird.
All right. Well, that's Have You Seen, Have You Heard? So we're going to move into the common sense space. And staying in the NBA, our common sense space discussion is going to be circled around the head coach of the Boston Celtics, one and only Ime Udoke, who has made headlines for his suspension from the team because he had a consensual situation going on with a female staffer, and that is frowned upon in the Boston organization. I think that's generally not really looked at as something you should do in any organization as far as professional sports, but we know stuff goes down. We know stuff happens behind the scenes and people keep it hush-hush. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be our discussion this week about Ime Udoke, who pretty much got caught dipping in something else. And we all know that he has been dating Nia Long for a long time. So she has been in the news recently as well about this situation.
How did it get out? Who released the story?
I think it was the Celtics organization.
Exactly.
Boston released it, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I thought was bizarre, but
Yep.
But
Probably try and get in front of it and,
That's what happened when you don't
act like
bring
they're
that
on
ship
top of
home.
it.
He ain't bring that ship home. And now it's like the same way with R. Kelly. He don't got another Trapped in the Closet in him. He ain't have another picnic song, and he lost his protection. And they trashed him.
Well, he lost his protection when he slept with the VPs. That's what it was. They didn't care that he slept with the chick on the staff. They knew about that back in July. So they was like, all right, we're gonna cover it up. But once they found out, that's not how it was found out. The VP's wife, the VP, he felt his wife was doing something shady. You know what I mean? This
The
story.
VP of the team?
The VP of the team, his wife was doing shady. And so he had hired a private investigator to follow his wife. Well, he followed his wife, and yeah, she was cheating, all right, with the same man that was having an affair with the other girl. So my man was dipping his stick twice.
Oh, so that's
what
it
happened.
comes down
Yeah, that's what it came down
So
to.
he was messing with the wrong one's
Yeah,
lady.
with two chicks. So the supposedly it's the black chicks on the staff. I think she's like in her mid-40s. She's a cute girl. I don't know if it's her, but
Yeah, I saw her
they're trying to
picture.
say
She's all right.
Allison Feaster, who is married. She's married.
She's the only one that they said it could be.
Exactly. And then the VP's I forget, I don't even know his name. His wife, you know what I mean, was dipping her stick in that Udoka dong or whatever it is, whatever she was doing. She messing with him. So salute to that man for not smashing not one, not two, but three different females and getting his team to the finals. This man's the GOAT. I don't know why people was mad at this man. I was like, this man's amazing. Get this man back to Philly. I mean, how many chicks was he smashing when he was coaching here? Probably about 17, because he was the assistant coach here.
That's a lot of stress to handle at once.
My man did it and got his team to the finals. You know what I mean?
Man.
And he just got there, last year? He only been there for 1 year.
That was his first season with the team.
You do that in 1 year? Brother, that's amazing. No wonder they're not going to fire him. They said, man, we got to keep this brother. We got to expose it, you know what I mean? Because we want to get in front of it as opposed to someone else bringing out behind us. So that's kind of why I think they did that. And they had a right to do what they did. He's going to get his, he's got to pay a fine, so he's going to get paid, but they're going to take money from him because they have a right. Like, a lot of people was mad at the ball. I'm not mad at them for exposing this. Like, dude, you're smashing two chicks. You know what I mean? Like, we got to get.
No, sir, you just said three.
I'm counting Nia Long too. That's three.
Yeah,
Three that we know of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they want to get in front of this just in case. We just saw what happened with Deshaun Watson, where the chick was coming out. So that's why they just said we're going to suspend you right now. You know what I mean? Just in case other chicks come out. You know what I mean? So
man, this is some Geraldo. I don't know.
It is. I love it though. I thought it was great.
Taylor's here for it.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
I thought it was amazing. Man, it was slinging all that pipe. You know what I mean? I mean, you gotta watch out.
That's why they was hating.
Yeah, they was hating because this light got there and he was slinging that Udoka.
Oh no!
You know what I mean?
Oh no!
But he's like I said, he got caught. You know what I mean? And he gonna serve his time. I don't know what's gonna happen this time next, or probably in June or July. Do they want to bring him back? I don't know.
Yeah, right now he's just suspended.
Right now he's just suspended until pending whatever. So I don't know what he's going. Is he going to have to go to cheaters rehab? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, he's not married. You know, he's not married to Nia Long. He's been with her for damn near 15 years. They got a son together. But
I wonder how it's going to look for the Celtics next season and who's going to coach.
Joe Malzano.
Is he an assistant now?
Yeah, he's the coach.
So he'll be the interim.
Interim. Yeah.
God.
Some little. He played for West Virginia back in the day. It was West Virginia. He's a little guard. I remember him doing the finals years ago. Yeah, doing the final 4 years ago. So, but he's been on the assistant team. I think he actually coached the summer league team. I think he's about 34 years old. And it's funny, people heard the name, they thought he was white. He's black.
Oh, okay. What did you say his name is?
Joe Malzano. It's got a lot of Z's in it. It sounds like some Italian white man.
It does.
It's a black guy. But he's mixed though. You know what I mean? So,
and this is not like a Mike McDaniel situation.
Who?
Mike McDaniel, the coach of the Dolphins.
Oh no, this guy's a brother. He's a brother. He's mixed just like Udoke. Udoke's mixed too. Yeah, mama's white and daddy's from Nigeria. You know what I mean? A Nigerian scammer doing what he's doing. That's what Nigerians do. They come up in there. They tell you, we're gonna get you this. They hit you with the flips. They tell you we're gonna take this $5, put it into this thing right here. They're gonna get you $45. They want to get you this gold chain. That's what he was doing up in Boston. You know what I mean? But he got caught. Flipping over multiple chicks, man, brother. Yeah, you got to relax, man.
He was flipping something.
Not all jokes aside, when you're at a leadership role as a coach, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I know you can do whatever you want to do on the outer skirts and stuff. Like, you want to see chicks on the outer skirts. Maybe they found out he was doing it on their premises. Maybe that never came out. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But
not up in the office.
Yeah, but you can't be the head coach of the team and out here chasing tail like some 22-year-old or something like that. You're the leader of the team, so it just looks bad. So I'm not mad. People are mad. I'm not mad at the Celtics for like sitting him down. You know what I mean? Because you're doing too much. You got to relax. You're doing too much, man.
That's a fact.
We don't mind the coaching staff, but now you upstairs with us and smash someone else's wife, brother.
Getting down with the VP's wife, man. Come on now,
brother. What are you doing, man? We got to slow this down before it gets too. Because they could have easily, like I said, covered it up. He said, "Well, I'm getting away with this. I might as well keep it moving. I might as well go to the owner's wife." You know what I mean? Because I'm a handsome black man. I'm in my mid 40s. You know what I mean? I can get whatever. You know
if I can get it, I can get it.
You know what I mean? I got Nia Long.
Don't be mad.
Everyone's lusting over this old woman. You know what I mean? I got her. You know what I mean? So, he know what he got. And she know what he got. She ain't going nowhere. Leave him and go with J. Cole. J. Cole is married with a woman.
J. Cole is married and has been married for a while now.
And I saw his girl. His girl looked better than Nia Long. Shoot, I saw J. But he hides her. He don't really put her out there like that.
J. Cole be in the cut.
Yeah, he got
unless he bringing out music. J. Cole chilling.
Yeah, he got 2 kids with that. Stop with all this fantasy relationships. Stop. And Nia Long, she know what she got, and she been knew. This is not nothing she found out. Just like she knew because she was trying to move her. She was trying to move up there a couple weeks ago. They were just house shopping 2 months ago, so she knew everything was going on. Salute to him. He told her the truth. He told her way back months ago, so she knew.
All right.
It wasn't like he was lying. You know what I mean? And salute to Stephen A. Smith for checking. I'll finish up with this. Checking that loser, that rat. What's her name? Malika Andrews. He checked her. She's a clown.
You're not messing with Malika? Oh, that's right. Taylor has never really had no love for Malika.
She's corny, man. Like, she was coming at him like he was taking the bull. He wasn't taking. When Stephen A. Smith was talking about this, he kept saying, "Why not fire him?" He never blamed. She was trying to make it seem like he was blaming the female. He never said that out his mouth. And I don't watch First Take like that, but I watched this segment with Udoke because it just came out, so I wanted to hear them talk about it because it was fresh. You know what I mean? So anytime you have like something that happened the night before or something, you got a script. You know what I mean? But right now, this was kind of fresh. So she was trying to make it seem like he wasn't taking the balls. He was just saying, y'all should just fire him. You know what I mean? Why are y'all still working? Yeah, he never said anything about the female. He said, and then he also said, this goes on all the time. So what makes it so different from now? Here she come out her mouth talking about, and Stephen A., you're blaming the female. He never blamed the female. He checked her real fast. First of all, he didn't say the B word. He said, first of all, you on my show. You gonna close your mouth and listen to me. Because that girl's old enough to be his daughter. Why are you talking to a 53 or 54-year-old black man like he's some child? So salute to Stephen A. for checking that little rat. What's wrong with her? You crazy? Cornball. She don't even know nothing.
All right, well, that'll be this week's edition of the Common Sense Space. So we'll move into our second top 5, and it's inspired by rapper / actor. Well, he's not a rapper anymore. He hung that up and just pretty much is doing the acting thing. But Donald Glover, creator and star of Atlanta, a.k.a. Childish Gambino. He has a birthday today. So in honor of that, we will be listing our top 5 rapper roles. Now, once upon a time, back in season 2, we did do our top 5 rappers, actors.
Yeah.
Rappers who act.
Yeah.
So this one, we're just going to do one particular role that a rapper was in that we enjoyed.
Our personal favorite.
Exactly.
Not the best all time and stuff like that. This is our personal favorite. If you have a problem with it, then make up your own list.
You know what you can do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm tired of y'all saying, the list. This is our list.
The list is wrong, and you should have added this, you should have added that.
Put your own
do
list.
your own damn list.
Yeah, put your own list up, but we'll post it. You know what I mean? We got respect for all the fans out here, but this is our list. You know what I mean? Yeah.
All right, so at number 5, I'm going to take it to a guy from the city of Wind, Chicago, Common Sense.
Yeah.
He was in John Wick Chapter 2.
Oh,
And he played a character named Cassian.
yeah.
He was the bodyguard for one of the high ups, somebody who had a seat at the table. What was her name? Gianna D'Antonio. Mm-hmm. And John was summoned by her brother to kill her. And he got up in the catacombs, went up in the back, and got her up out of there. And Cassian, who was played by Common, was trying to hunt him down to get him up out of here. They had a couple of solid fight scenes, and ultimately, as it always goes with John Wick, he killed that man. Left him with a knife hanging out his chest in the subway train.
John Wick, he don't have a problem getting out of here. That's
Not at
one
all.
thing. And the movies I watch, that's what he do.
If you go after John Wick, he will give you that smoke.
Yeah.
And Common Carter, he told him if he takes the knife out, he's going to bleed to death. Leave the knife in, he's going to die anyway. So enjoy that. Hold that.
I like Common in what's that movie? The movie was terrible, but I thought he was good in Smoking Aces. I liked him in that.
Okay, yeah. That was pretty solid when he rescued Alicia Keys after she had gotten shot up in the hotel room.
I forget his name in that movie, but I liked him in that movie, though.
Yeah, he did his thing in that movie. Common can get down on the screen.
If I'm not mistaken, that may have been his first acting role. I think that may have been his first one.
I think so.
Way back in like the late 2000s or something like that. Yeah, but he's come a long way. He'll do about a movie or so, about 2 movies a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He's had a couple roles. So number 4, I'm gonna take it to more of a comedic role. And that's going to be the West Coast own Snoop Dogg in The Wash. He played D-Loke, who was a guy that worked at a neighborhood car wash, and he kind of had things, locked down the way he wanted. He was taking supplies out the back. He was doing his thing, and he put his man Sean, a.k.a. Dr. Dre, down with a job there. Let him stay at the crib, and Sean started acting a little funny when he got the assistant manager job. So D-Loke had to remind him, like, listen, man, you owe me rent money. You need to give me them chips with dip.
No, that wasn't the funny part. When Dr. Dre tried to come in and try to check, who the F is you? The car wash detective?
It was like, boss man got you on the camera stealing supplies. All right, bro, Jack, who is you?
You the car wash detective?
I got you this job.
Yo, man, he was actually funny in that movie. D-Loke, nigga was coming in late.
He had the shorty up in the crib. Dr. Dre
I got
did.
a dental appointment.
Dr. Dre had the shorty up in the crib, and Snoop was playing the music all that. It was like, you turn it down. He's like, this ain't the Snooty Fox Motel. This is the
Yo, we told him when he got the food, I don't only get drinks off that mother effer.
So you tell me that's a roast truck, huh?
Eating that bullshit. He said, well, what's wrong? He burped. You only get drinks off that. Yo, he was funny in that. Snoop Dogg. The put a strap on you just right now? Nigga's about to pull off. About to leave him to get
the
smacked.
car start ding, ding, ding.
When the bull rolled up on him for the weed, he's like, what you got for me, man? He's like, I got all this, and I give it to you for $1,100. He's like, man,
I'm not gonna. No, I thought he said like $13,000 something like that.
He said something outrageous.
5,000.
5,000.
He said 5,000.
Snoop was like,
I ain't got no mother.
he was like, I got $200 for you for that right now, and I give you $100 for that.
He said $600 something like that.
He's like, meet me around the corner, and we're gonna take care of that.
How you go from $5,000 to $600? He was really trying to up in the price on him.
My man said, I rode all the way from Hoboken on this scooter.
Humboldt County.
Humboldt County. Yeah.
Yo, hold on, this is my last one. The lotion's right there next to the bed in case you feel the urge.
After they messed up his situation with the female and she left, Snoop Dogg walked out with the 2 chicks.
Get the lotion
in case you feel the urge.
How you gonna ruin his stuff and then leave? You leave him with 2 chicks, like, yo, you could at least, meet me outside.
My man was like, what happened?
My man trying to get some bun, I'll meet y'all outside. This man, that was crazy, man.
Messed up the whole rotation.
The water's all, I'm not gonna repeat that scene. That was crazy. All that cussing.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't got to be like that mother.
Baby, we're gonna go to your house.
Oh my God. Yeah. That was funny for Snoop. That was hilarious.
Absolutely. At number 3, I'm gonna take it to a more serious role, and that's gonna be Mos Def, aka Yasin Bey, in 16 Blocks. He played a character named Eddie Bunker. and he was in pretty much the whole movie. He was his character was a little bit off. He had something going on with him, and he was a little slow. But he witnessed some stuff that happened, and crooked police was trying to get him up out of here. And Bruce Willis was trying to save his life and get him to the courthouse so he could testify against them, which coincidentally would have been testifying against him too, because he was a part of the stuff they was a part of. But he decided he wanted to get his stuff together. He was a drunk, and he had to get my man 16 blocks, and it was very difficult. But you got to watch the movie to see how it turns out. But
the cop traded on Bruce Willis' character, right? Something like that. Like in the middle, something was going, like a trial was going on or something like that.
Yeah, it was a trial going on, and they was trying to have somebody to come in.
The movie's damn near 20 years old.
They was trying to have somebody come in to corroborate the story.
Yeah,
and the boy Yasin Bey was the witness. So they sent Bruce Willis to pick him up, and he's trying to get him to the courthouse, and the police is trying to kill him. And Bruce Willis actually was involved in the same stuff they was involved in. Yeah. So ultimately, he let the kid go, and he just testified against them himself.
I got you.
But that was a solid role, and I think Yasin Bey did his thing. Yeah. And he's been in a few movies where he's delivered. Yeah.
He's a solid actor. I just saw him recently. I haven't seen him in a while, but I saw him recently on something. I guess he was with Dave Chappelle.
Yeah, he was on the Drink Champs episode. And Talib Kweli and Dave Chappelle, they was up in Ohio, and Nori and DJ EFN made the trip up there, and they did their thing. I watched that episode; it was pretty solid.
Okay, all right.
But for a dude that you don't see, doing too much in the way of media and interviews and stuff, it was good to see him out and about.
Salute to Mos Def and his white wife.
Ooh. Number 2, I'm gonna take it to a name that I feel like it would be pretty synonymous with a list like this. But it's going to be the one and only Tupac in Juice. He played Roland Bishop. And pretty much followed a group of young African-American kids around, what was they, in Harlem?
Yeah,
in that
Harlem.
movie?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, they was trying to run the neighborhood and do what they was doing. And one bad tragedy turned into a few bad tragedies. And Tupac started feeling himself too much, so he was trying to get people up out of here. He was gunning motherfuckers down.
The wrath of the strap.
Yeah, man.
Riverside mother, all that. Running people down. He wasn't playing no games.
Nah, man.
He was going through some bullets too. I always realized that was a 22. The bullets run out, brother. But I guess for him, he was getting after he robbed that money. I guess he was getting more bullets from Sweets.
Yeah, he's just going to see Sweets.
Let me get some more. Let me just throw them in this paper bag.
Just let me get the bullets and we'll call it square.
Tupac is Bishop. It's a classic.
Queen Latifah was also in that movie, so salute to her.
Yeah.
Another rapper, actress. But I got to give it up to Tupac in the role of Bishop.
We got to go out there and take them out. And what'd he say with that whole scene he was up in there? Man, man, you're my effing problem. That was hilarious. Yeah.
We gotta let them know that we ready to take them out whenever we feel like it.
You know what I mean?
Or whenever we want.
Wherever we want, yeah. You better be dead your damn self. He was getting it in, man.
He's like, I feel like I'm on a goddamn track team.
Yeah, Pac, he showed his ass in that role. I'll give him that. Yeah, he was that bull.
Absolutely.
Stole the movie damn near.
Yeah. And that was kind of his coming out as far as acting.
That was his first one.
Yeah. But I'm gonna round out my list with number 1. And he's come back onto the scene pretty recently after a well-publicized debacle in a very well-known situation, but it's going to be Will Smith, Philly's own, and he was in a movie called The Pursuit of Happiness, and he played a character by the name of Chris Gardner.
Yeah.
That movie, I watched it a couple months back. That made me cry, man.
No, that's actually a pretty good. I like that movie. Carrying around that goddamn computer. That was no, was it a computer or was it a phone?
No, it wasn't. Cell phone. It wasn't a phone. It was like a medical device.
Yeah, medical device. I'm sorry. Yeah. He was trying to sell them while staying at a hotel. Got put out the hotel. Was in someone else's house. Then he had to sleep in that damn subway
in the bathroom.
And that was crazy.
Yeah, he was trying to study to be a stockbroker.
Yeah, old raggedy ass wife left him.
This chick left him, exactly.
Yeah, old raggedy bum. What's her name? Tandy Newton, that bum.
Tandy Newton, yeah. He's running around with his son.
Mm-hmm. But remember the bull that kept saying he owed him money? He paid him back though.
Oh yeah.
Yo, man, Christy, I'm gonna get you that money. He paid him back. So once he started getting money, he started to like cover everything that he messed up on, but everything
he got behind on.
Yeah,
exactly. He started getting things together, and things turned around, and his story actually ended out really well.
Yeah.
After the movie,
yeah, I thought it was a good. They wanted Denzel to play that movie first, but I thought Will Smith did a good job in that movie. That was dope. Him and his son.
Yeah.
That's a memorable movie.
Yeah. So that's going to do it for my list, and I'll pass it over to Taylor so he can list off.
That was number one?
Yeah, that was number one.
All right, now. Okay.
So he can list off his top 5 rapper roles in movies.
You just made my list. I got a ratchet roles. I got ratchet list.
That's fine. We have polar opposites.
Those are actually good performances. Taylor got a whole list of ratchetness.
What's going on, Taylor? What you got?
The first one is Earl Simmons and Belly.
Ooh, DMX.
How ratchet was that role? Tommy Buns.
Oh, yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Buns was a live wire.
Now say sorry, because you hurt my feelings. This nigga serious? Yo, man, he like every time he had to yell, I was like, yo, I'm feeling this. This nigga is crazy.
The scene at the table with the two young niggas.
Oh my God, Stan Smith and the other boy, that was terrible, man. Chill, y'all bitches chill for some of y'all to get shit. He's like, nah, this bitch nigga. I was like, yo, man, why you? He was.
Oh, you gonna let him talk to you like that?
Instigating. It was crazy, man. Yeah, it was crazy, man. Yo, I'm around the corner. I'm about to hunt the horn in a minute. You know what I mean? It's like, yo, dog, it's 3 a.m. 3. What? He said 3 a.m. Nigga, I'm around the corner. Yo. And it was funny when T-Boss came out. I think Buns is around the corner, camped out somewhere. Nas is terrible as an actor. He's like, all right, I'm gonna answer. His intensity didn't match DMX Joe. Someone did, yo, man, the motherfucking feds hit us. For real? For what? You know what I mean? Nigga, what you thinking? Like, he was so hyped. You know what I mean? Nas was just so lax a days ago.
Yeah,
but
so
he was
relaxed.
like, yo, we gotta go to Linda. You know what I mean? I gotta make a phone call. She's crazy. There go Keish right there, man.
The Joe Keish.
He go, nah, we gotta call her, man. Like, his intensity, that's why the movie kind of wasn't a good, but it's still a hood classic. But I thought DMX did his thing, man. I thought he was really good, man. Really, really good, man.
Yeah, X carried that movie.
Yeah, he carried that movie. What's your name? What you some type of coach or something? My name's Roger.
Other than my man in I forget what the town was either. I think somewhere in Ohio, but the bull with the banana.
Oh,
Rico.
The boy from Nebraska. The boy Tyron Smith. Check this shit out, nigga. Niggas around the corner. This nigga from New York. Slim major weight around here.
I don't like that shit. Had to drop a dime on that nigga.
That was terrible when he was driving. Yo, man, you ain't just bring that motherfucking red. Yo, man, I'm out here driving, smoking weed. That's what I do, nigga. I'm untouchable. Yeah. Everything was just hype, man. I said, all right, DMX, for your first role, I gotta give you that, man. That was dope, man. That was dope.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, but Taylor, he got to go to number 4. This is another ratchet role, man. But MC8, man, in Menace to Society, man. Come on, nigga, you need some help. That's the only role I need for him to do. And then blew the Bulls back out. I was like, damn, this nigga's terrible, man. Man, both y'all niggas shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, all my stuff is curse words. This is. I got a ratchet list, man. But MC8, and even though he didn't have that much, he was like the old head, but he probably wasn't that much older than him. He's probably like 24, and they was like 19. He was the old head of the group. Like, how's he the old head? You know what I mean? He's like 24 years old or 23 or something like that. But yo, Kane, what's up, nigga? Man, leave that bitch alone. Like, MC8 was just great, even though he didn't have any like historical lines, but he was just basically just in the movie. You know what I mean? Just being the extra bull. But he was that bull in that movie. He was just one of my. He just made me feel good, even though the movie was just some shoot 'em up, bang bang, nigga die slow stuff. He's in the movie. You know what I mean? Kind of give you that. Come on, nigga, you need some help. That was crazy, man. He walked up to the bull and blew his back out with the Desert Eagle. That was crazy, man.
Laying people down.
Yeah, man. All right, so we're gonna put some respect on Ice-T in New Jack City, man. We got
number 3, Ice-T.
Ice-T did his thing, man. Tracy Morrow did his thing. I'll give him that. You know what I mean? He did his thing. Scotty. Yo, man, what's up with this white
Scotty
boy?
Appleton.
yo, man, I thought he was really good in that movie. That's still one of my favorite movies back in the day is that movie. But he really did have to switch over and be, a gangster and stuff like that. So it was a good movie where he played a cop kind of in the first half. In the second half, he had to be, be with, put a gun on the old man. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He did a good job, man. But when he got down that stand, my man Christopher Williams came to the club. Yo, man, I know this guy. This dude is 5'0".
Mr. Washington's 5'0".
Like, nigga, it took you this long to figure out that this nigga was 5'0" at this moment when the police is outside ready to run down on people. But I love
walk this dread bumper clot to the off the court.
Yo,
and if he says anything, lullaby his ass.
Yo, man, yeah, but yeah. Ice-T in that role. This is for my mother. Like I just thought he did a really good job.
I'm gonna shoot you so bad, it's hard.
Lord have mercy. But Ice-T, that's my guy in New Jack City. All right, number 2. Now I wanted to do a tie, but I'll mention it later on because this performance was really, really good. I actually just watched it this morning before I put this list together and just so happened to be on. I gotta put some respect on LL Cool J and In Too Deep, man. As God. Dwayne Gittins.
His man Frisco.
Yo, man, T, hold it back. Yo, T, you don't hold this back straight, I'm gonna break your fucking jaw. Bop, bop. Boom.
Yo, hold the bag.
He was really, really good in that movie, man. You look at LL, he's a nice guy, do the rap. But in that movie, you believe that nigga was he was crazy when he ran down on what's her name, Niecy and the Bull. They're gonna Niecy in that. Come on, we gonna run down. He ran down, got out the car and was grabbing her by the head while Omar Epps was trashing her, and then had the nerve to get back in the car and they go, "Oh man, what's up with little man? Oh, he just probably wet his diaper. Come on, boo boo, we are like the change of the mindset of him beating down to people, putting a gun in a woman's mouth, and then going, "Oh my boo boo, we gonna take my boo boo around the corner."
Yeah.
Like that was like LL Cool J. That was like one of the most underrated actors as a drug lord, man. I love LL Cool J. In that movie, I saw that with my dad in the movie theaters. You know what I mean?
That's a classic.
He was great, man. My man killed his best friend on the pool table, man.
Yeah, Frisco.
Nigga, man's trying to get at my baby moms. Yo, man, I was drunk. Now I'm drunk over revenge, mother. I was like, oh my God, man. Stuck the pool table stick up my man's boo-boo shoe. I said,
think about it.
Salute to my man Shaheem. He was in the movie. You know what I mean? I wanted to nominate him, but these are some great performances I remember. You know what I mean?
You ain't no cop, Jay Reed.
Yo, man, you a sellout. that might be the best part of the movie. You ain't no cop.
Ain't no cop, Jay Reed.
You a sellout. The way he yelled sellout when he was in the car, that was hilarious. Man. Yeah. I gotta give it to LL Cool J. In Too Deep. That was a really good performance.
That's a great
role.
Him
and Omar Epps, you know what I mean? He acted his ass off in that joint, man. Being the drug kingpin in Ohio, coming from the East Coast of Jersey or something like that. So that was a good role.
Yep.
But number 1 is always going to be Cameron and Peyton Fool. Come
on, Rico.
Niggas get shot every day, B.
You'll be all right.
You be all right.
Get your man a thermometer.
You tough,
some
right?
Chicken soup.
I know what float a boat. Nigga had the chain, it was all wrinkled up. That nigga's going. That nigga's
He's not coming back.
Not coming back.
I laid the murder
game
down. The murder game down.
Let niggas know we ain't fucking with us. I was like, damn, Cam, that can't. Like, I remember when I saw that, I said, damn, that came out of nowhere. Even I was like, damn, nigga.
Yeah, he turned up right there.
That was hilarious, man. Yo, man.
But Cam has come out in interviews and said that he, at that point in time, he really wanted that role.
Yeah.
He really wanted to do that.
Pulled
He pulled a real strap at the audition.
Yeah.
And they told Cam he had to chill.
That's his only role. I mean, he's been in other generic movies, but that's a memorable role. That was crazy. That was a crazy role.
You're not gonna talk about Killer Season?
That was too ratchet. That was too ratchet. I kind of felt he fell back. This was actual acting, and of course, the guy that directed Peyton Fool is from Philly, the boy Charles Stone III. So it was just one of them. And like I think I told the story. For me and my dad were driving around trying to find a movie in theaters. We gave up, but maybe like 2 months later, it came out in theaters. Me and him watched it together, and I watched it with my friend, and we was all like, "Yo, this movie's amazing! Like, why is this movie not like a half hour, like somewhat longer, like Scarface? Because the movie was actually more goes on, stuff like that. There was a little bit of time in between when he found the boy that died and when Mitch got shot, there was more time in between. But Dame Dad, they probably had a budget and stuff like that. But I thought it was a really, really good performance by Cam. He did his thing. He stole some things from, of course, Wood Harris and Mekhi Phifer, who were already seasoned actors at the time, but they let Cameron do his thing, man. That was crazy, man. Like I thought that was a very good performance, man, by Cameron. So
what's
Cameron,
the point of having soldiers if you can't use them?
You can use them, yeah. I mean, like, yo, man, who is this Kermit the Frog
That's
ass
why
nigga,
I'm
man?
me. That's why I'm Rico.
But that was crazy because he felt that his man needs some help. Yo, who is this Kermit the Frog ass nigga? Man, get this nigga just throwing the blunt at me. Like, yo, man, get out of here, man.
In the club with the bathrobe on.
Yo, man, Cameron did his thing, man. That was one of my favorite performances I've ever seen from a rapper. Cameron and paid him for that.
Cam killed it.
He did his thing, man. So that's my guy. Cameron.
Okay.
Cameron Giles.
All right.
I got one honorable mention.
What you got?
I got a black man. Now, first of all, Michael Myers, he's 0-2 against rappers, so I got to put some respect on my man Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes?
In Halloween Resurrection. Yeah, Michael Myers stabbed him in the shoulder, but he didn't kill Busta Rhymes.
Nah, Busta survived. Rod Digger survived.
Rod Digger was in another movie, but LL Cool J, which I was going to tie, but he wasn't really in that movie. He was in an H2O movie. I think Michael Myers maybe sliced him in the arm, but salute to LL Cool J. He's from Queens. He just laid on the ground and waited for that white man to leave. He was still alive. You know what I mean? So salute to those two veterans. Michael Myers can't kill no brothers. You know what I mean?
You right. Rod Digger wasn't in another movie.
She was in 13 Ghosts.
Yeah.
She didn't die in that one.
Exactly.
You put rappers in movies, they don't get killed.
Nah. Nah.
Yeah, not Busta Rhymes. You know what I mean? Not the Busta Rhymes that we know, but I thought he was good in there. I think his name was Freddie or something like that in that movie. He was fun. And he dressed up as Michael Myers, and he told Michael, yo, go upstairs, man. Take your ass upstairs, man. Get out of it. Then he pointed at his head. Yeah. Are you stupid or something? Get upstairs. Yeah. And Mike Myers turned around and walked away.
Went back upstairs.
I don't know how he had to get his head cut off. That was crazy. Yeah, well, he did cut someone's head off about 5 minutes later. But
it wasn't Busta.
But Busta Rhymes said, hey, man, go upstairs. You stupid or something. Kick your mother. That was hilarious, man. I'm supposed to be doing the Michael Myers gig, not you. That was hilarious, man. It was funny as hell. He left. Well, that's one of my favorite performances.
Since you're bringing up instances where rappers were in movies where people got smoked and they survived, I got to salute LL Cool J for Deep Blue Sea. People was getting eaten by sharks.
Oh, yeah, he was the chef in that
LL was
joint.
the chef.
Yeah.
Who loved the Bible and loved his bottle.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember like he was like off. They were someplace else. He was like in the I don't know where he was at. I guess in the kitchen.
Yeah, he was in the galley the whole time.
Yeah,
and they was moving around and he came out for whatever reason and found out what was going on.
I thought he was food in that movie. I thought he was going to get killed because the way they were putting him off, I was like, he ain't going to live in this movie. But he
almost caught that smoke.
Yeah, he got that, but he was right there. You know what I mean? He stayed to the end. You know what I mean? Salute to LL. He must have. Y'all not going to kill me in no movie. I don't know if he's ever died in a movie.
I don't think he has.
I don't think so. LL said, listen, man, I'm the man. You know what I mean? Ladies love me. Y'all can't kill me in this movie. I got to stay alive. People got to see this handsome face. You know what I mean?
Man.
So salute to James Todd Smith, man. He's the man.
No doubt. All right. Well, that's going to do it for our second top five. And we're going to close out this week's episode with T's thoughts. So, T, what you got on your mind?
This is funny how my T's thought was James Todd Smith, man. He had to check DJ Academics coming at like Dusty. What do he call? He called the rappers.
He called
Dusty.
the guys from back in the day, the forefathers of hip hop, Dusty.
But what academics don't know is, and we just talked about it before with the N one, when you get brand new money on some brand new hip hop is hip hop is barely 50 years old right now. I think it's gonna be 50 this year. So they didn't know what they were doing. So when they got that money and they were signing those crazy deals, they didn't know what the hell they were doing. Now we can look back at it now and be like, oh, they got jerked, they got greased. But he was basically mad at the Dusty rapper for calling them Dusty rappers. Yeah, they got greased. Yeah, I mean, they didn't know what they was doing. These are kids fresh out the project, fresh out of high school, or mama got one sofa in the house, and that's where I sleep at, where all my brothers and sisters is. They don't. So when they get a check, they're going to sign it. It's easier to say right now, having 2020 sight, like, oh yeah, y'all got jerked. I mean, it's easy to say it now because we have the information. But back in those days, back in the 80s, they didn't have the information. You know what I mean? So you can't call them Dusty.
It was still a brand new thing.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't know. They can't guide people that now these rappers now they can guide the rappers that come after them. But back in in the 80s and the 90s, of course they were signing 360 deals. They didn't know they was giving away their publishing. They didn't know that when they was giving all that per diem and stuff like that was going to come back and haunt them. In the long run, they didn't know.
Speaking of Cameron sold away his publishing when he signed his original deal because he wanted to buy a car and he didn't realize the significance of it. Somebody told him like, Cam, you're bugging. Don't sell your publishing. He said, I need this car.
They didn't know. They had no clue. So I anytime I hear this, it's easy to say, yeah, they messed up, but they did not. They had no. I'm pretty sure they were going into those contracts with no lawyer, with nobody, with no probably a manager, but the manager was probably a nigga that worked at Burger King or something like that. Like, it wasn't like they had professional help. You know what I mean? So now that these rappers are signing deals right now, and most of these guys are basically generating all types of money off of the internet and stuff like that, maybe now they can pass it down to people underneath them. But you can't get mad at rappers back in the day for not doing what they're supposed to do. Now, Russell Simmons, yes, he did sell Def Jam. He sold it like he sold it. He just gave it away. I don't think he should have done that. But at the time, when you were getting presented a check from a company for like $119 million or whatever it is, you're gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna take this money and I'm gonna flip it and do something else. So you can't get mad at the people from back in the day. The MC Shans and the Melly Mel's, all those guys. Yeah, they look crazy right now. They don't have no teeth. But you know what I mean. But back in those days, they didn't know. They didn't know that this was going to be a 30 or 40 year hustle. They had no clue. You know what I mean. So I don't like him just basically downplaying the hip hop. These guys are pioneers. They had to walk so these kids can run right now. So Young Thug and Kodak Black and all these people can go out here and go crazy. Yeah, maybe they did not teach these guys, or maybe they did. We're trying to tell them, but some of the young niggas be like, "Oh man, that's an old nigga."
I ain't trying to hear what you're talking about.
Sometimes that happens. You had your time. You had your time. It's my time now. You jealous? You know what I mean? You want to be me. So I don't understand the whole the but like I said, salute to LL for like basically addressing it and basically saying what it was.
Checking that young man.
He checked him. Yeah, he checked him. But I always was a big LL supporter because LL owns that record. The series.
Rock the Bells.
Rock the Bells. But he owns only like 48 or 49%. He gave 5% to like Roxanne Shante, Grandmaster Caz, all these people that probably got jerked back in the day. He gave them ownership stake, and not like 2% or less than 1. He gave them 5% into the company.
The show, yeah.
Yeah. So salute to LL Cool J for giving back, trying to give back as much as he can. You know what I mean? Because he's still eating off hip hop. Yes, he definitely is. Then he used to host the Grammys for years and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
He's hosted a couple times.
Yeah, LL Cool J is a great. You know what I mean? So that's all I wanted to talk about was the whole the dynamic between older rappers and younger rappers and stuff like that. It was a different time back in the 80s. They had no clue what they were doing. They had no clue what the hell they was doing. I'm not defending them. I'm just saying there's always an A side to a B side. You got to realize that a lot of those kids, they didn't know what the hell they was doing. They just saw something. Oh, okay, the rap might be done next week, but they giving me a check for $500,000 and they keep my publishing. Take that. I'll take the $500,000. I can boo my mama. I can get my dad some bail money. I can get my little brother in some nice clothes. They didn't know. They had no clue, and they went through it. As they should. They smoked it away, sniffed it away, tricked it off, and had a bunch of baby mamas. But that happens a lot. It just doesn't happen in rap.
It happens to the best of us and the worst of us.
Yeah, it happens to a lot of people. So you know what I mean. It's more of a story. You just can't say that they're dusty because they didn't guide the young man. You can't say there's more of a story to it.
All right. Well, that's going to do it for us this week. Season 5, episode 4. We appreciate everybody for checking in and checking out what we had to say, what we had to talk about. You can follow us on Twitter and IG at Sleep Is For You. That's S.L.E.E.P. the number 4 YOU. Look us up on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, Podbean, Samsung Podcast, Player FM, Google Podcasts, or YouTube. Don't forget to look up sleepisforyou.com if you have not already done so. We will not be getting the episode out to y'all next week because we got some business we got to take care of. So we'll be back with y'all, I guess, 2 weeks from now. But y'all be safe out here. Enjoy the free time that you get and that you have in between working your job, taking care of your kids, and everything else you got going on. Tell anything else you want to say to the people.
Nah, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for listening, man. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
All right. E, anything else you want to say to the people?
Deuces.
All right. Well, we love y'all. We appreciate the love and the support. Like I said, stay safe out here. Water.
Yeah. We back. Yeah.
The GP will see you now.
Look, free to return to that emo rap. Ain't no kilo stash. Augusta's son had to reload that. Daddy gone, but his legacy strong. How do you figure? I too thought I'd be dead, all things considered, but I'm living, thriving and growing, fighting opponents that I'm with it. Striving to know who died for the lowest, don't you get it? The industry hope is trying to control us, I ain't with it. I got me a goal that's highly explosive with my wife and my baby. What I'm writing is weighty. Call me S.O. of Bebenberg, they knighting me lately. Stand where the light is, feeling like it, delighted, and maybe I'm getting grown. Nothing wrong with Bible and Baileys. I open up the text, got my mind closer off the edge. Goes the architect, I ain't gotta go to your connect. I go to God direct, him and I through the sun up.